little bit after 8 p.m. here in Athens, the capital of the wonderful country of Greece. I thought it'd be a good time as I'm strolling down the Ermou. The street Ermou. I think it's the Athens equivalent of the Champs-Élysées or Rodeo Drive or any of the big caminos in the world, streets. During the day they do drive on this, but at night it turns into a pedestrian wanderland. You can hear a mix of languages, of course, the predominant Greek, Spanish, French, and various Slavic and others. But I thought it would be a good time to do a video check-in with the Allan Cam, as this is known on the show. For those of you who have seen the show, you know I break out the Allan Cam to bring you into my journey, a more intimate experience. Instead of the cameras catching me from different angles, this one I am holding. I'm going to do it in a couple parts here. Just kind of give you a quick update. I'm going to sit down somewhere and then we'll finish that off. Not to bore you for too long, so this will be only a few minutes. Anyway, arrived here a couple days ago. My motorcycle, which had been stored here in Athens since October 2016, when I left it in the garage of my friend Michael's business. In an area just outside of Athens. They were kind enough to transport the motorcycle to a BMW shop here, a motorcycle dealer and shop where George and his team, which includes Panos, which is another name. By the way, there are more Georges in Greece than anywhere. I think like every other person I meet is named George, and if they're not, they could be Panos, or there's a few others. But anyway, the bike got there. We thought there was going to be some concern because there was very little oil in the crankcase. Not sure. There's no sign of any leak. It had run just fine when I left it there, and of course the battery was dead. The motorcycle hasn't probably been run since I left it there back October 2016. So this is the original dock with some 90,000 or so miles on it. I left there yesterday with concerns from the chief engineer, Panos, who said, I'm not sure. Here we've got a police officer right over here who's got his own motorcycle. They've got looks like a Kawasaki, and I'm not sure what the other one is. They're riding two up, as you can see. The one where the solo guy is with that little stanchion on the back, that reminds me of a cop that pulled me over in Panama many moons ago. As I said, Panos thought that he was concerned about whether or not there would be any engine problem because of the very low amount of oil in there. So anyway, I'll continue that update here as I change my location and continue walking down what I've been told, the most expensive retail real estate in all of Greece and maybe all of Southeastern Europe, here on the I don't know how they say it. It's not a rue, it's not an avenida, it's not a camino, but what it is the Ermou. So anyway, today I got back to the BMW dealer and they've made a lot of progress. One other thing I forgot to mention is that we were worried about the fork seals. They were indeed leaking, and when a fork seal leaks on that bike and many bikes, the oil can drip down onto the front brake. That's where your stopping power is on a motorcycle, so that was critical. An expense I didn't really want to incur, but I did have to replace the fork seals. They've already got that done.
Για να σου πείσει μια χρυσή φωλιά μες στη φωλιά σου. Πάρε να φτιάξει σύγχρονο νοσομοπείο.
So you can see a little bit of the madness of Athens, this district. I guess maybe it would be called Monasterica, if I'm saying that right, Monasterica. And with all the noise and the live music and the hectic pace, I tucked into this little quieter bistro bar for a beer. Draft beer I asked for. What do they got? Peroni. It's pretty far from Greek, but it's okay. It's cold, it's wet, and I'm glad to be sitting down. They're not playing any traditional Greek music here at this little bistro. Nope, not at all. They're just playing a little chill, down-tempo groove. But perfect, so at least the audio can be, you can hear me, right? Anyway, just get back to the bike. So we fixed the fork seals. Turns out that the battery was dead. I've had to go ahead and buy a new battery. The chain and sprocket are all good. The cooling system, the water pump impeller is fine. We were worried that there might have been a leak there. That looks good. We obviously changed the oil, did maintenance on the chain, and we're just addressing a little issue with that kickstand. For those of you who followed me before, you know how ill-designed that kickstand is on the BMW F650GS. So, Panos over there has a plan. We're going to make, I had it welded in Paros last time I was here, but it got welded so good that the bike stands a little too straight up, which means if you almost blow on it, it could fall over. It needs to have a little bit of a lean. So we're going to kind of cut the kickstand just a little bit shorter to get that lean, and we'll be ready to go. Tomorrow is Friday. We're still waiting. The big thing is I'm waiting on some new tires. Avon Tires has these new TrekRider tires that I've been dying to try out. They're letting me trying them out. They're shipping them down from the UK. And apparently DHL made a bit of a screw up. Things got messed up there. So we thought they'd be here yesterday or today, but no, they're tomorrow. So I'm right up against the deadline. I've got to leave first thing Saturday morning to get down to the Peloponesse, to a little village called Kaveri. And in Kaveri is where we're going to have the big Greek wedding, the celebration of Pan and Brit, part 2. The real party, the real Greek wedding. So let's keep the fingers crossed that the tires show up. That's the big drum at this point. And we'll see. And I got my kit packed pretty good. Made some changes. We'll get back into that a little bit later. But that's the story here in Athens, downtown Monasterica. 9 o'clock on a Thursday night. The guy's wandering down the street playing a clarinet, adding a little bit of dynamics to this down-tempo groove.